ACC PM on a Monday afternoon. Taylor Tannenbaum, I'm Mark Packer, a cast of thousands behind the scenes making all this happen. We've now got 3 of 7 consecutive interviews in the rearview mirror. But we're going on the road, literally, and I like doing interviews from buses, back of boats, or planes, or whatever the case may be. Payton Cormier joins us from the University of Virginia, and the boys are on the road. Payton joins us. Payton, where are you right now? Right now, do you know where you are? Where are we?
Yeah, we're about 15 minutes out from Charlottesville. We just got on the bus and we're heading to Lafayette.
All right, heading to Lafayette. All right, before we get in a deep dive from the weekend, we always do this now on these bus interviews. Do you have the capabilities of showcasing your team? People may be studying, they may be sleeping, they may be eating a pizza. I don't know what you guys are doing. So what's it look like? Uh-oh, frozen.
Yeah,
That's
for
what
sure.
It looks like. Okay, here we're going to try it. We're going to try it. I like it when it goes off the rails because you never know what's going to happen. Oh, here we go.
Still frozen.
You got it.
There we go.
There's the boys.
Hey, gang.
Peyton and Xander over there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're all the way. You're all the way in the back of the bus. Okay.
See,
yeah.
I like Peyton. I like your style in the back, man, because I like, whether we go into class, I always like being in the back of the class. On airplanes, I like being on the back of the plane, back of the bus. I don't like that front row nonsense. I like the back.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy being back here too.
Does everyone at this point in the season have like their assigned seating, even though it's not necessarily assigned? Everyone sits in the same place when you get on a bus?
For the most part, yeah. It was a little iffy at the start, but later in the season, obviously, I think everybody knows where they sit and they stick to it.
By the way, over the weekend, you guys went throwback unis, man. I kind of like those. What was that? Was that well received with the team, or do you guys like the new stuff?
Yeah, I think we all really enjoyed it. Obviously, you don't get the opportunity to wear throwback stuff, every year, every game. So it was pretty special to just be able to, wear something from the 1983 team.
I think they're so nice. Okay, going into this game, you guys start fast. You jump on Syracuse 6-0. What was the conversation like before you leave the locker room and before you take the field? The message that Coach Tiffany was preaching throughout the week that you guys left with?
Yeah, obviously we had to play fast. We know in the games that we've lost this year, we haven't had a good start. Just knowing that this was an ACC opponent and, they had the capabilities to obviously score some goals against us. And just as an offense, we knew we had to come out hungry and, stay focused.
4 goals, man. That had to feel pretty good, right? I mean, it's not like you haven't had that hat trick routine before, but man, 4 goals, it's starting to feel like, all right, I'm back in the zone again.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I don't do a lot to, contribute to that as much as other guys on the team, just, working really hard and getting everybody open. It's more of a team goal, and just fortunate for that.
I know you pointed out when you turned the phone, your counterpart there, Xander Dixon, who had 7 goals, 2 assists. He had himself a heck of a weekend. What about his performance? I know you guys have played for a long time together, but what about his performance this weekend stood out to you when you're on the field out there with him that you're like, man, he just has it today?
Yeah, obviously, he's shooting really efficient this year. He's able to do some pretty cool stuff on the field. And just going out there and seeing him on the field with you, there's another guy on your team that is going to work his hardest and, give us some pretty big opportunities.
Now, we always love having Lars Tiffany on the show because he'll go philosophical on us. What's the latest Coach Tiffany book or mantra? He's always got something for you guys, but what's the latest?
Right now we're doing legacy, so looking at the All Blacks from New Zealand. And obviously, later in the season, we have families on our team, and we just talk about a chapter at a time. And fortunately, this week was Xander Dixon, or last week was Xander Dixon, and just focusing on what it's like as a team and, the stuff that we do together and focusing on the inside, not the outside.
Interesting. So what have you taken so far from that book? I know you say focusing on the inside, not outside. What does that translate to in terms of lacrosse?
Yeah, for us, we're just, focusing on ourselves. Obviously, we go out there and we compete against another team every single weekend, but like Coach Tiffany says, it's a race to improve. And I think that's something we're focusing on, leading up to May. we got to start playing our best lacrosse going into May, and that's just something we're focused on.
The statistic that I think just always stands out to me is you guys are undefeated in the last 19 games following a loss in the same season. And I have to think that Coach Tiffany takes a lot of pride in a statistic like that, and you guys do too, not stacking up back-to-back losses. What do you think is the biggest contributor to that for you guys?
Yeah, I think a big part of that is just the streaking, right? And if you win a couple games in a row, you're feeling pretty good about yourself, but that turns pretty quickly if you lose a couple in a row. And fortunately enough, we, really regroup after a loss, and we make sure that doesn't happen.
Payton, this year, and listen, the league's always good, but it just seems like the 1-2-3 combination of Virginia, Duke, Notre Dame, and put them whatever order you're in the mood for. Everybody's had a taste of being number one. I know every year is a bit different, but man alive, this particular season in ACC men's lacrosse, given how dominant those three programs are, and it's not just the only three, does it feel different this year than in years past? And if so, tell me why.
Yeah, I think this year's a lot, like other years that we've been here. The ACC is obviously a really tough conference, and that's something that everybody on the team, really enjoys being a part of. Just going, day in and day out, knowing you're going to have a good opponent next, having a good schedule. It's something that we don't take lightly. We know we have to show up, and if we don't show up, obviously that's when we start seeing those losses. So,
all right, coming down the pike here for you guys, you got, like you said, you're going to Lafayette right now. Then you have Notre Dame coming up later this week. What is the one thing that this team, as a leader of this team, that needs to be focused on this week before getting into postseason play?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys on our team and Coach Tiffany really speak on this, but it's just that part of we have to be playing our best lacrosse now heading into May. That's something that we really focus on in the past years, and this year's no different. Obviously, we end the season with an ACC opponent, and those are some of the teams that hopefully we're going to be playing. We enjoy the challenge, and we just got to stay focused.
By the way, what kind of snacks we got on that bus?
We got smoothies right now. That's what we got for a bus trip, and then got to pack our own snack packs with Uncrustables, stuff like that.
All right. So what did you pack up for? Well, what would be in the Payton Cormier snack pack?
I don't really take too much, but something like an Uncrustable and maybe a pack of beef jerky. But yeah.
Beef jerky?
Protein
Really?
and an Uncrustable.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Beef jerky. Of all the stuff you could pack, you go beef jerky? Really?
Yep. Yep.
Are you the only member? Are you the only member of the University of Virginia men's lacrosse team packing beef jerky on road trips?
No, I think we got a lot of us that definitely pack those things.
Wow.
Underrated snack. I would agree with you.
I think that's a go-to, yeah.
Jerky.
Underrated. If you weren't on TV with us right now, and I think those are your Apple headphones from what I can decipher based on the video, what are you listening to on a bus ride like this?
Honestly, anything. Country, pop, rap, anything. Especially if it's a long bus ride.
How long's this bus ride? How long we got?
About 5 hours.
Oh.
Boy, that beef jerky, I tell you what, by the time you guys cross state lines, that beef jerky be good to go, won't it? Huh? 5 hour road trip?
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, keep up the great work. You guys, like I said, between what you guys are doing and Duke and Notre Dame and Syracuse, North Carolina, the league has got so many good teams. You guys put on a show every time you play, and it's a joy watching you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
You got to tell Coach we said hello.
Sounds good.
Off he goes.